Exciting, isn't it? All these hits are the main reason many people watch football Sundays.
But there's a downside to these big head-to-head hits. Concussions.
According to the U.S. Center of Disease Control and Prevention, there were over 63,000 high school athletes who suffered brain injuries last year.
Concussions don't only occur in the NFL. Unfortunately, concussions are a growing problem in youth football.
Still stopping.
Go, go!
Oh my gosh!
To get one of these hits as a tackler is huge. In this documentary, we'll be exploring concussions in youth football and a possible long-term effect as a result of these big hits. To learn more about concussions, we talked to Dr. George Bender of the Defense Centers for Excellence, a leading traumatic brain injury treatment facility in the United States.
Hi guys, Dr. Bender here, former Army psychologist and also a college football player. And I played football in grade school too, so it's a great sport, love it. Most of the brain injuries when you play football are what's called a mild TBI. You know, helmet-to-helmet contact, you've probably seen, if you watch the NFL on Sunday, you see, there's a lot of rules saying, the helmet-to-helmet contact is really bad because, these guys are big and strong, they're 6'5", 260, and they run like track stars, and you just get a lot of velocity.
Vincent, that's okay.
Deshaun Jackson was, had a severe concussion and suffered memory loss. Unclear right now whether he'll play next.
Traumatic brain injury is a brain injury that occurs when a sudden trauma causes brain damage like a big football hit. Symptoms of a traumatic brain injury may be mild or very severe.
According to this graph from the New York Star Ledger newspaper, when a typical football player takes a helmet-to-helmet hit, speeds range from 17 to 25 miles per hour with a force averaging 98 times the force of gravity. 98 times the force of gravity.
According to research by the New York Times, at least 50 youth football players in more than 20 states have been killed or sustained serious head injuries on the field since 1997. It's important to know what the symptoms of a concussion are. If you suffered a concussion, you may have one or more of the following symptoms: confusion, loss of consciousness, slurred speech, vomiting or dizziness, short-term memory loss. Unfortunately, some players feel pressure to stay in the game after they get a serious hit or may have suffered a concussion. Some players don't want to let their teammates down by coming out of the game. However, this is a big mistake.
A tendency trickling down from the pros to hide head injuries.
When you're 13, I think you have those same drives to play through pain, play through injury, not wanting to look weak in front of your friends or weak in front of your enemies.
One concussion is bad enough, but the second one after the first one is healed may be devastating and may have long-term effects on your brain.
In youth football, can having multiple concussions in the same game have a long-term effect mentally?
Yeah, it can. It can actually kind of have some serious effects. There's something what we call secondary impact syndrome. That's when you get your bell rung, you get a concussion, you're woozy, maybe you get knocked down, you say, I'm a tough kid, I'm going to stay in the game.
That's right.
And that is a mistake.
That's right.
Because that second concussion can be a lot worse than the first one. You get one concussion, it happens. It happened to me, it happened to you. You sit out, you rest, you'll usually feel a lot better. But that second concussion, that can cause problems.
Right.
If you think you suffered a concussion, you should get medical attention as soon as possible.
Generally speaking, the rule of thumb is you need about a week of rest after you get your bell rung. Now that's a guideline. Some people need more time than a week. But basically, all your symptoms should be gone. You shouldn't have a headache. You should be able to sleep okay. You shouldn't be woozy or wobbly. all those things, all those symptoms of brain injury have to go away for several days. The important thing is you really need to rest after you get hit. And then, the brain should recover in most cases.
The NFL has started clamping down on head-to-head hits. They even start finding players who had potentially hit other players head-to-head. There's been a lot of attention in the news about this issue lately. It's time that youth football leagues also take action to reduce concussions among its players. Remember, if you think you suffered a concussion, seek medical attention as soon as possible. I hope that this documentary has informed you of the seriousness of concussions. I love watching football and I love playing football, but it's time that we start changing the rules to make it safer. Concussions are no joke, so play safe.